everyone. The printer is doing something. Now I'm all messed up because of the printer doing that. Hello everyone and welcome back to Beaming for Books. My name is Emily and today we're going to start our weekly reading vlog. Today is bright and sunny Tuesday. Just kidding, it's actually quite the opposite. This week supposedly is going to be raining all week, but the weather is warm, which puts me in good spirits. So let's start out with just like a general intro, what I plan on reading this week and what's going on today. So I'm currently reading 2 books physically, which is kind of unlike me. Usually I have 1 physical book going and 1 audio as far as like what I'm just randomly reading for the week. So I'm currently more than halfway through Blood Moon by Lucy Cuthieu. This is a book written in verse, as you can see. So I've sped through it. I got it at Ollie's, which is why the beautiful stickers up here. And this is about our main character, Frankie, and she's in high school, kind of dealing with some different dramas with friends, you know, with boys and that kind of thing. And she gets herself into a little bit of a scandal, not by her own doing, I guess, when she loses her virginity and she happens to be on her period or start her period at the same time that she loses her virginity. And this quickly like goes around the whole school and she's made into a meme and she's just like dealing with that on her own because she's also gotten into a pretty big blowout with her best friend over a very similar, you know, kind of situation with boys and how she just feels alone. She feels like there's no one to talk to and just how like the repercussions of something like this on social media can really affect people. So it's kind of a hard read. It kind of puts me in like a little down mood, but I do think it's an important read. So reading this, don't want to say necessarily that I'm having a good time because like I said, it does kind of put me in like a negative spirit just because of the content of the story, but nonetheless reading this, and I do think it's very important and has an important message. And then I'm also physically reading The Good Samaritan by John Mars, again like halfway, more than halfway. Look, I'm like the same amount in each of these books. This is about a woman, Laura, and she works for like a non-profit type situation. Actually, I don't know if it's a non-profit, but it's called End of the Line. And her like job is to talk to people who are feeling suicidal or feeling down and like there's no hope. And where most people would use their job to do good and to, you know, talk to people about how there's still hope, how there's so much to live for, you know, helping them find resources, that kind of situation. Laura's got another thing on her mind when it comes to her job, and that is she wants, like, not that she wants to, I guess, but she feels that it is her job and her right to talk to people who feel like they should end their life and, like, convince them that, yes, if that's the route they want to go, then she's going to help them do it. So things go awry when she talks 2 people into ending their life and like doing it together because they wanted someone with them. And one of the people who ended their life happens to be the wife of this guy, Ryan. And Ryan figures out about this. He's like, there's no way she would have done this on her own. Like, you know, there had to be something else going on. And he's going to find Laura and he's going to play her at her own game. So very high stakes and definitely trigger warning for a lot of different things in this book. It's kind of told in parts. And again, not really an uppity kind of read. So 2 kind of negative Nancys as far as the vibe goes that I'm currently reading. But nonetheless, these are what I plan on reading this week. I do have an audiobook that I also want to try, and I say want to try because I think I've attempted this one before, and we know that recently, if you've watched any of my vlogs, that anytime I kind of go into an audiobook that I've attempted before, I'm pretty much guaranteed that if I tried it once before, I'm not going to like it the second time around. So let me just grab that so I can tell you what that one is. It's back here behind me, and I should have just grabbed it initially because I knew I was going to talk about it, but I didn't. So that one is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lin Tan, which has an absolutely gorgeous cover. I mean, look at this. Honestly, I don't want to unhaul this, and I don't want to dislike it because I like the cover so much. But that's not a reason to keep a book. So we're going to see. I'm going to start this on audio as well, probably today, because I have a few things going on. So let's just segue into that. We have the day off of school today because it is like election day, voting day, and they're using our school as like a polling location or a voting location. So I'm home. We are working from home today. Coincidentally, I also scheduled some doctor's appointments for today a couple months ago and didn't realize it was like a day when we were working from home. So that's my bad. But I do have one coming up here. I need to be there at 9:35. It is 8:48 right now, so I need to leave in the next like 15, 20 minutes. And it's like a stress test for MHAT, which they could do that any day of the week. If you're a teacher, you know what I mean. But I'm going to have to like either walk on a treadmill where they like increase the intensity, or I think ride a stationary bike. I'm not sure which one they're going to have me do, but that's why I'm dressed in like a sports bra tanky thing and just like a cardigan and no makeup or anything like that. So I figure on the way there, I'll probably start Daughter of the Moon Goddess and like get a vibe and see if it's something I want to go into or not. I don't know. That's just what I'm planning on. So I have that appointment first thing this morning, and then I plan on just tidying up around the house today, getting some tasks done that I have been putting off. Just cleaning, you know, that kind of thing, since usually the days that we randomly have off, like in the middle of the week, I like to use them to be productive. So I'm doing some laundry right now. I have another load I need to start when I get back, which lends itself to more audiobook time. And yeah, that's just what I plan to do today. Oh, and I have another appointment, which I'm stressed about. So again, they're going to be able to get a good old reading today because it is my, what is it? Like how do I say it without saying it? It's like the 3-year exam that women have to get, where they like check y'all out. Yeah, I have to get that later this afternoon at 2:30. So that stresses me out because that's my least favorite thing to do on the actual entire planet. And I get so uncomfortable and like icked out. And like, I feel like everyone gets icked out and gets freaked out by that kind of appointment. But I feel like I may have like a higher anxiety than others when it comes to this, just because it's like, I hate it. Okay, I hate it. That's the best way to put it. So that's later today too. So 2 appointments and then some hanging out time in between. I don't know if there's any like going out tasks I need to do. I think my first appointment is over by like a garden center that I don't get to go to a lot, so we might check that out. I'm also not supposed to eat prior to this appointment, so I think I'm gonna be hungry afterward. I wasn't supposed to drink coffee either, and whoopsie, I didn't read that till after I had already drank like half my coffee, so hopefully that doesn't skew anything. And if they ask, I'm just gonna be honest and say like, yeah, I had a little bit of coffee, whatever. So let's do a few things before we get going. I do want to like wipe some surfaces down and just do a little bit of vacuuming and like some pick-me-up tasks, as I like to call them, the little quick wins. And we can listen to our audiobook while we do that. So without further ado, happy Tuesday. I hope you have a great week. I hope I have a great week, and let's have a great week together. So I didn't update you yesterday after the appointment, but they went well. Everything was fine, minus the fact that a homegirl had to run on the treadmill with it inclined literally to the gods. Like, I was running to heaven pretty much with all this stuff like strapped onto me, and the lady was like, oh, it's hard to get your readings right now because you're bouncing, like as in like And I was like, girl, how am I supposed to not? You literally have me going at like 7.5 miles per hour at an incline to the heavens. So it was fine. I definitely got my workout in for yesterday. And I also went to the plant store where I didn't get a lot of footage actually being in the plant store, but I did get some footage of the resident cat, Rue, which I think I did. I think I got footage of that. This morning I was cutting up my TBR prompts because I accidentally threw away my last TBR jar. It's called having ADHD, and it's called just being disorganized, honestly, and not knowing what you're doing half the time. So I had to cut those up because I did film that video this morning and decided what I'm going to be reading for the month of March. And I needed to decide that because yesterday I did finish Blood Moon by Lucy something. I can't remember. I showed you guys yesterday and it was so good. The end of it was so empowering for our main character who, like I said yesterday, was going through it. Like, she ended up losing her virginity, and then the guy she lost her virginity to, somehow, you know, either he let it slip or she let it slip or something happened where people found out that she was on her period during her, you know, sexual encounter. And it goes all around the school. There's rumors about, you know, different things that happen. There are memes made about her spread all over social media. And it really kind of hit home the effects that social media has on young, you know, teenagers, young kids, even adults, and how ruthless it can be, you know, to hide behind a screen and how those things can affect different people. But by the end, our main character like took back her power after being really, you know, upset and not really knowing what to do and not feeling like she could tell anyone. She was able to kind of stick it to them and be like, you know what, hashtag it's just blood. And it had a really good ending and I really loved it. I said it was kind of like a negative story, but at the end of the day, it was a powerful story. And because it was written in verse, I feel like I was able to get through it so quickly. So I'm going to rate that one 4 stars, baby. I loved it. I actually really, really, really loved it. And I'm about to finish my other book, which I don't have with me. It's literally right over there, but I don't feel like getting it, which is The Good Samaritan by John Mars. I have probably like 10, 15 more pages, so maybe I can finish that this morning. That would be nice if I could finish it this morning. Those are the only 2 like bookish updates I have as far as where I'm reading. So I already finished one book and I'm about to finish my other. Oh, I can tell you that I have not gotten any way into Daughter of the Moon Goddess. So that's the goal for today, to get started on this audibly and see what I'm thinking. See if I want to continue it or if it's going to be a DNF. I don't know. I don't know where the cookie is going to crumble with this one. But like I said, the cover to me is just so gorgeous. So I hope it's something that I like and want to continue, even though I have heard like mixed things about this. So we'll see. We will definitely see. I have some Amazon packages I want to open with you so I can put them away. So let me go grab those and let's do a little unboxing, shall we? Also, look at these pants. They have little mushrooms on them. I got them at the thrift store. So exciting. All right, I have 3 packages. I think they're books or bookish items from my wish list. So let's just open. The first one is The Emma Project by Sonali Dave. Have I read this one? I can't remember if I've read this one, but it is part of a series. I can't remember if this is the first or the second or the third, but I have read this one. Loved it. I mean, wait, I don't know if I've read this one, but I have read other books in the series and loved them. So I'm trying to get them in physical copies because I did read them on audio. They're like rom-coms. They're so cute. Love. So happy to get that. That was from my friend Elizabeth. So thank you, Elizabeth. Happy to have that. Then we have this bigger guy. Let's see what we got in here. In here. Oh, we have some candy. And where's the note? It's from my friend Diana on Instagram. Enjoy your gift. Thank you, girl. Thank you so much. She got me Brother by Anaya Alborn. I have heard of this one. I can't remember who read this. Maybe Riley Marie 11 read this and talked about it, but I can't remember. It says, From best-selling indie author Anaya Alborn comes this brand new novel of terror of a young man determined to break from his family's unconventional and deeply disturbing traditions. That sounds so good. Thank you so much for that. And for the gummy clusters, those are like my candy addiction right now. I go through phases, and that's the current phase that I'm in. So love to see it and love to have it. I'll probably take those ones to school with me. And lastly, oh, blessings. It's such a good time to open these and open them on camera because my next book is from, oh my gosh, does it not say? Where's the little, oh, did I threw away one of them, but it doesn't say who it's from. This is the first book. Okay, I didn't get a note for it unless it's somewhere. No, it's not. Okay. Sad. So let me know if you got this for me. But this is the first book. It said it on the receipt. Pride, Prejudice, and Other Flavors by Sonali Dave. So now I have 2 of the books in the series. I think there are 4, but look how cute they are. Absolutely love these. If you're looking for like a romance book, contemporary, I love these so much. So I highly, highly recommend. I think I've rated them both 5 stars. Or if I haven't read this one, I rated the other one, the blue one, 5 stars. What's the name of the blue one? Recipe for Persuasion. So, yay, can't wait to add all these to my shelf and can't wait to add the gummy clusters to my stomach. So those are my little haul for this morning. Love to start my day out with a little haul. I mean, is there any better way to start out your morning? Right now, I need to do a little bit of tidying up and put the books that I'm going to be unhauling into my bag so I can take them to school. The books that I'm going to be unhauling, I'll show you as I lean over out of the frame. Mere Mortals by Erin Jade Lange and Wings of Fire. These are going to be unhauled. I did not like this one. I thought I was really going to like it because of seeing all my 5th and 6th graders reading these books in this series. Not for me. And then this one is like a vampire, teen, young adult story, but kind of the flip side because instead of being turned into vampires, our 2 main characters are turned into humans. And not having a great time with it. But this book was just missing something. I don't want to keep it on my shelf. So this one's going to go to school. This one's going to go like in a little free library or something. And they're going to go elsewhere. I just talked about these in my TBR. Like, these are the books I read from last month. So these ones are going to go, homie. They're going to go and find a new home. That's not here. Hopefully, shortly, we will finish our other book, which is, what is it called? The Good Samaritan by John Mars. And get started on my next book. I haven't even picked what I'm going to read next. I guess I need to do that. And it has to be something from my TBR, which I'm thinking The Clasp by Sloane Crosley. Yeah, I think we'll start this one next. This is about our characters who are trying to find a necklace or something. I don't really know. But this was from my prompt for my TBR jar that was like, pick a book you think you won't like. So I'd rather start it and see if I'm going to DNF it than like start something else. I don't know. Let's just get this one out of the way. That's my point of view. So once I finish the John Mars, I'll get into this one. And then also start the audio and see what I think for Daughter of the Moon Goddess. That's the plan for this morning, Stan. So let me continue getting ready for work and getting myself together and start the B-roll for you so you can see me getting my life together. How does that sound? Sounds good to me. Been a few days since I last updated and I have another package to open. 2 actually, one of them being my book of the month and the other being an Amazon. So I figured let's start this update out with some more unhauling. not unhauling, hauling, I guess. The first one we have from Amazon is Once Upon a Prince by Rachel Hawk. This is part of the Royal Wedding series. Looks like this. I got the other 2 books at the thrift store within like the last couple months. The other 2 are called How to Catch a Prince and Princess Ever After. So I wanted to get the first book, and this one was sent to me by one of my Instagram friends, Malia's Library. So thank you, Malia, for that one. That will add to my collection. So now I can read that series, which I've been wanting to get into since I got the other 2 books. And then let me grab the book of the month, because we do have that to open as well, which I might need some scissors to do this one. I think did I add an add-on this month? I cannot honestly remember. I think I did, but I can't remember. Honestly, I can't even remember what I picked for my book of the month. This typically happens. I'll like pick something, and then anyone see me almost just like end my life with the scissors right then and there? Okay, word to the wise, cut away from your body. That would be wise. What was I saying? Yes, I always forget what I've picked for my book of the month. So like, it's exciting for me to go on and pick, and then it's also just as exciting for me to actually get the package, because I can't remember what I got. So let's see. Oh, okay, now I know. I did not do an add-on, but since every year they do like the best book of the year, that book of the month like members vote on, and I think the winner this year was Lisa Jewell's None of This Is True, and I've heard amazing things about this one. So when it was like an option to add to my box, I was like, yeah, we're adding that. I knew it was about a podcaster. Yeah, when a famous podcaster interviews a stranger promising to divulge the story of a lifetime, secrets emerge that threaten to expose the truth of the lives they've both worked hard to project and protect. Interesting. Okay, so I do want to read that soon. And then, oh my gosh, gorgeous! I got A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. Look at this. It's not the one with the pretty sprayed edges, but I still wanted to get this. Is there anything cool about it? No, absolutely not. So the sprayed edges version has like silvery blue, like this color blue, light blue sprayed edges, which is really gorgeous, but I just added the one from Book of the Month. Why does this remind me of Lady Gaga? It literally looks like Lady Gaga. I don't know anything about this, but I know it is fantasy, and I think it might be fantasy romance. So I had to also add this. I do have it currently on my like holds shelf on Libby. So when I get that, I will be able to read it. We'll just wait until that time comes. It says, and by it, I mean the bookmark. I'm so discombobulated this morning. Let's get to the bottom, B-O-T-M, of this. That is cute. Whoever comes up with these, they're so clever, because they always have very witty bookmarks. So that is the haul for right now. Since I last updated you, I told you I was going to start The Clasp by Sloane Crosley. It's one of the books that I put on like my TBR for this month, and unfortunately, much like suspected, I don't know if it was my bias going into it, but I decided that I didn't actually enjoy it all that much after starting it, so I'm gonna DNF that one. It has already been DNF'd actually at this point, and it's actually already in my car to be unhauled into a little free library the next time I see one. So that's where we're at. What have I started since then? I think I stuck with books on my TBR for this month, which that video is now posted, and I just unfortunately stacked books on top of it. But I started Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and I'm actually almost done with it since I last updated you. So not only did I start this without telling you, but I'm also almost done. I'm on page 237. And we're following these two characters in a fantasy, I don't know if you'd say fantasy or if it's like dystopian-esque world. It's kind of a mix of both, because we do have like mythical gods, like mythical creatures that are at war. And our main character, Iris, her brother is enlisting to go to this war and promises that he's going to write to her every, so often as soon as he can. And she promises to write him back. So once he is off to war, she's writing letters to him, but they don't make it to him. They make it to someone else who then has been reading them and responds, keeping his own like identity anonymous, because that person is Mr. Roman Kitt. And Roman Kitt is Iris's arch nemesis at the, where do they work at? They write like articles, they're like journalists, and they've been vying for the same position for as long as they've both been at the company. So they do not like each other. Specifically, Iris really doesn't like him. He kind of has mixed feelings for her, but he keeps up like the facade that he doesn't like her. So he knows that he's writing to Iris. Iris does not know who she is corresponding with, and they end up going together to the war front in order to write articles about, you know, what's actually happening at the war. So we'll see how that goes. I'm loving it so far, especially compared to the other Rebecca Ross book that I read for my blind date with a book. Which one was that? That was called The Queen's Rising, and I think that was one of her first books. Didn't really like that, but this one compared to that, night and day difference. I'm really, really loving this. And like I said, I do have the next book in the series. So if we end up like really enjoying this, and if I end up really enjoying this and like wanting to continue immediately, I can do that. So that's super exciting. I'm hoping to finish this shortly. In other news, I have not really continued at all with Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and I think I'm going to soft DNF that for right now, because I'm just like not in the mood to read that, y'all. You know, when you're just not feeling it and you're not motivated to like read a book that is like tentatively on your TBR. That's how I feel. So I have not been listening to that on audio. I think it only has like 8 days left. So there's probably no way that I'm going to get finished with that. Especially since I don't even know if I want to continue with it. Like I said, I was going to listen to the first little bit. And honestly, I got distracted by another book, which I guess we can talk about that here too. I'm not sure if it's anywhere in my room. I think it's out on the other shelf. Should I go grab it? Should I not be lazy and go grab it? I'll go grab it for y'all. You're lucky. I found it. It is this book, Ready or Not by Cara Bestone. Loving this. It's about our main character, whose name I can't remember, Eve, and Eve has like a one-night stand situation with this guy, Ethan, and then finds out she's pregnant. Even though her and Ethan are not a couple, they're not even like remotely like friends with benefits or anything of that nature. She decides to go forward with her pregnancy, you know, looping Ethan in, seeing if he wants to be involved. We're really not sure if he wants to or not, but she has like the support of her best friend, Willa. Is it Willa or Willow? Willa, and Willa's brother, Shep. And they've been like childhood friends, like their whole life, you know, that kind of thing. And she's starting to think like, maybe, you know, if Ethan doesn't want to be a part of this, that's fine. I still have support from my best friends. That's really all I need. But also, maybe Shep and I could be a thing. So it's so cute. I'm loving this. I'm like devouring this book. I highly recommend it. Especially on audio. I'm having a good time with that on audio. So this has kind of taken precedence over even thinking about reading Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I don't know. But at this point in the week, I'm hoping to finish this. Because I like, honestly, it's one of those like audiobooks where every opportunity I get, I'm listening because I'm having such a good time and I want to keep knowing, like, are Shep and Eve going to get together? How's the baby doing? Like, is Ethan still in limbo over if he wants to be a part of this baby's life or not? I'm just loving this. I highly recommend this. If you don't have it yet, but you haven't picked your book of the month, or like you're thinking about doing an add-on, highly recommend this one. So I'm having like such a good time. I just could not say enough good things about this one right now. I think I'm sitting at like a 4 or 5 star, and it's rare that I give a 4 or 5 stars. So if that says anything, it's this is really good so far. So this is like the win of the week. This and Divine Rivals, honestly. Other things to mention this morning. I need to clean up a little bit before we head to work. I plan on doing laundry after work today, which is not typically a thing that I do. I'm usually like a morning laundry girl, but it's piling up and I need to do that. And I also need to clean up the classroom a little bit today. So it's just going to be like a tidying up and kind of chores day, I think, at least, which will give me plenty of time to listen to my audiobook and hopefully finish it today. I think I'm like 70% of the way through. Hopefully we can finish it, but like I said, I need to do some cleaning. Homegirl has been thinking about that every single morning this week for like the past like 2 weeks. Every single morning this week for the past 2 weeks. Every single morning for like the past couple of weeks, I'll say. Just books lying around, you know how it is, and I need to clean those up because it's getting a little bit ridiculous that every morning I just step over all the books and don't clean them up. So I think that's what we're going to do before we go to work, just to feel a little bit better about, you know, my life and my environment that I'm working in and that I like to be in, because I'm a big believer that, like, if you have a tidy space, you have a tidy mind, and like having a clean, I guess, organized environment helps with like your mental health. So I'm going to do that. Not that my mental health is like poorly at the moment, but I just know I'll feel better if things are like cleaned up and I'm feeling better about the space that I'm occupying. So we're gonna do that. I don't know even what time it is, but I do need to leave for work shortly, so maybe like a 10-minute tidy. I'm thinking that might be what we can do, what the time allows. And even if it's not a 10-minute, we'll just do as much as we can while listening to our audiobook. So I'm gonna pop on my headphones. I don't know where they are. Shocking, as I talk about how this room is a disaster, and do some of that, do some tidying up and see what we can get done. I'll show you the before and how much we can get done in the time that we have, and then head to work, and hopefully I'll B-roll you some today. We got some gardening stuff to do. Like I said, just some odds and ends that will make me feel better. So let me B-roll you. Let me show you the state of the book room right now, and then we will continue on with the day today. See ya. Okay, this is what the book room is currently looking like as far as like the floor and stuff goes. As you can see, like I said, I've been stepping over stuff, which is annoying. And we do, in fact, thumbs up, have 10 minutes to spare. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some stuff away, B-roll ya, do that kind of thing. And then to hold myself accountable, I'm going to show you what it looks like after the 10 minutes. So alas, let's get started. Okay, this is the state that I got it to, which is of course not perfect, but better. So we'll continue this later, but 10 minutes, got the floor mostly cleaned up, which I'm happy about. Yay! Guess who forgot to close out the vlog, aka do another update? Me. So I wanted to update you guys and let you know where I'm at. Not only did I finish Divine Rivals and gave it a 4-star, but I also finished Ready or Not, which was the other book I was talking so highly about. I don't have them with me, but I gave that one 4 stars as well. They were both so good and definitely wins of the week. And I'll just tell you very quickly what I am reading now, even though it will go into next week, which is Bless Your Heart, Ray Sutton by Susanna B. Lewis. It is just a story about a girl, I think she's in her 30s, mid-30s maybe, and she recently went through a divorce. Her mother passed away, and it's one of those stories where I think she's gonna find herself again and like realize she can still make it even though she's gone through a lot of hard times. So this one will go into next week's reading. Yes. I don't know if I mentioned that I finished the one by John Mars as well. I would hold that one up because it's somewhere here in the car, but honestly, if you could see the state of my car, which you kind of can, it's a disaster. So I just went to Walmart, which I'll just show you a few things that I got. A big watering can, a little watering can. I got a grow light, some Lucky Charms, and some other things for the classroom. We're kind of late in the game with the Lucky Charms, but I'm still gonna give them to the kids even though St. Patrick's Day has passed. Who doesn't love Lucky Charms? So I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here because it is time for me to head to school, and I do want to get this up in a timely manner. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to continue watching my videos, then please subscribe, and I'll see you in a new video soon, guys. Bye.